So, I used artificial intelligence to create me this colouring page, and I'm going to show you how. So, AI art, that's artificial intelligence, is getting bigger and bigger, so much so that even Canva now has a text-to-image AI integrated within the website. Now, I actually created a video about that a few days back. What I'll do is link it right there right now in the corner of the screen in a card so you can go through and watch. Now, this video is going to be all about Midjourney and how I used it to create me a bunch of colouring pages. So, what I'm going to do is show you my progress from over the last few days using the software, show you all of my colouring page creations, and then show you how you can also create colouring pages using Midjourney. Now, before we actually go over to Midjourney, let me just show you a few of these pages because I created them there. I upscaled them, so that was increasing the resolution, and then I sent them over to here to Canva to have a look what they'd look like as colouring pages. Now, these are pretty cool. They're actually psychedelic Santa wearing sunglasses. Now, let me just show you a few of these. Then we are going to go over to Midjourney so I can show you all of my creations. Now, this is the first one. I think this looks pretty cool. As you can see, it's Santa, or a psychedelic Santa, wearing sunglasses. So are the rest of them, which I'm about to show you, but I just want to show you what they actually look like. Now, there's that one. This one was one of my favourites. As we can see, it's kind of Santa as a mushroom with lots of different patterns inside it. Then there's this one, which I thought looked pretty cool as well. This one as well, we can see that it wasn't quite what I wanted because there was a lot left out just here with a few weird lines, but that's okay. Then there's this one, which also looks pretty cool. This one as well. This one, same kind of thing. As we can see, it started to do things here, but there's nothing actually there, so it kind of ruins the page a little bit, but nonetheless, it looks pretty good. Then there's this one, which would be actually perfect for a colouring page, and also this one. Now, this is actually one of my favourites, which I have created. We can see it's some type of rabbit, bunny, dressed as Santa on Santa's shoulders, which again is pretty cool. Now, before we go ahead and take a look at the rest of my creations, I'm just going to give you a quick rundown of the membership. Now, it is actually completely free to sign up for Midjourney, but if you have a free account, you're limited to only 25 images. So, the next level up from that is the basic membership, where it's $10 per month. You get around 200 images per month. You do also get that commercial use. And with the standard membership, the one that I went with, it's $30 per month, and you get unlimited personal use, general commercial use, and you can literally create as much as you want. Now, with the free account, like I said, you can actually create 25 images. Now, right here, this is when I first started. We can see they aren't that great, but I am going to run through these. Now, these 4 images just here is classed as one image here in Midjourney. So you can create one like this, 4 images, 25 times on the free account. Now, I highly suggest just going through, signing up and playing around with it because you can do some pretty amazing stuff. Now, what I am going to do is leave the facts section down in the description along with the terms of service as well. I highly recommend just going through, taking a look and having a little read. Now, let's actually crack on with this because I want to show you what I've been creating and I want to show you my progress. So these are the images from when I first started. I was learning more about prompts and how to be a little bit more descriptive to get what you want. We can see they look okay, but they're not really designed for a colouring book. But again, these were just my first few tries playing around with Midjourney. I was playing around with some dogs. You can see they kind of look alright. Then I started playing around with patterns, and as we can see, they actually look really nice. But you're going to see the progress of these colouring pages as I keep scrolling up. So we can see I was still playing around with some patterns which look kind of okay. Then I started playing around with some owls, and we can see they look alright as well. These ones I really like. I thought these actually looked pretty cool. So I carried on. Then I started doing like owls and aliens and came up with these, which again, they look pretty good as well. But if we keep scrolling, I started getting better and better. Here's some more Christmas stuff. These don't look that great, but they do at the same time. It's weird because this is all just generated by AI. Now let's keep scrolling. We have some weird stuff here with the aliens crossed as houses, and then we have more aliens. I actually went on an alien kick last night and just ended up creating so many, which you're going to see in a second. Now let's keep scrolling up. We can see this is when I was still practicing, trying to get good. And we can see that they was getting better. Now I started playing around with foxes. This is what this actually generated me, and I really liked this, so I started making variations. And if we scroll up just a little bit more, you can see them just here. So these are actually would be perfect for colouring pages in a book. This could be like a cute fox colouring book for adults. We can see that they look pretty good, and I reckon if these were actually coloured in, I think they would look pretty amazing. Now let's just do that so we can get more on the screen. There we go. So I actually created quite a few of these, and as you can see, they actually look pretty good. Now let's keep scrolling up, because then I started doing more aliens. As we can see, they look pretty good as well. So if we scroll on top of these, we can see the prompt that I used was black and white line art alien wearing a Christmas hat colouring page for kids. Now there was a few other keywords after that, but that was the main descriptive text that I used to create these aliens. Now even though these aren't proper Christmas hats, again they actually look pretty good. But that's some more aliens. Then I started playing around with combinations. So these were supposed to be dogs along with a snowman. They kind of look alright, but I wouldn't use these in a colouring book. Then if we scroll up, I actually started doing some snowmen stuff, and they turned out pretty good as well. Then I went on a psychedelic Santa phase, but to be fair, all of these look pretty good. Now that's the one that we have over here, just here. Now this image just here, along with the rest of them, which you see just here as well, have been upscaled. Now what does that mean? Well, it just literally means better resolution. So right here, with this Santa one just here, I downloaded that and uploaded that into here, and we can see if we zoom in, we can see it's really not that great quality, really blurry as well if we zoom in. So what I did was actually upscale that image so it turned out like this. Then, now if we scroll in, we can see it's a lot better quality. So if you want to use these in your colouring books, you do have to upscale them. Now you can do that within the software, or you can do that using various different websites. Now let's go back over to here. I will be creating more videos about upscaling and a lot of different things in future videos, because this is just such an amazing tool. Now let's take a look at these, because these psychedelic Christmas, no, these psychedelic Santas look pretty good, and I reckon that these would be amazing in a colouring book, because if we click on one of these, look, they're just perfect for colouring in, as you can see. But that's a few of the psychedelic Santas. Then I went on a little elf kick as well, which actually turned out pretty cool. I really like this one. I really like this one. I really like most of them. And again, you can see my progress as I started playing more and more with this tool. Now here's some more psychedelic Santas wearing sunglasses. I just thought they looked pretty cool, so that's what I carried on doing. Then I started playing around with dogs as well, and as we can see, look pretty great. Now my favourite out of the dogs was this one, because if we look just here, there's a Christmas tree on the sunglasses eyes, and I just thought that was pretty cool as well. Now if we keep scrolling up, we have more dogs with sunglasses as a psychedelic page. If we go over to here, we can see the prompt was black and white psychedelic Christmas dog wearing sunglasses, colouring page for adults, and then a few other keywords. Now if we keep scrolling up, we can see more progress. Now this is where I started playing again with more and more aliens. Don't ask me why, I don't know, I just thought that they looked pretty cool. Now one thing I must note as well, with Midjourney, they should have a disclaimer on their website, and the disclaimer should say, warning, this is highly addictive, because over the weekend I really couldn't put this tool down and I just couldn't stop playing with it because you can just do some amazing stuff. Now I'm going to use this to actually create colouring books and colouring pages, but obviously you can do so much more. Now let's take a look at here. I was playing around with some rats as well. If we click on here, black and white trippy psychedelic rat colouring page, and they turned out pretty well as well. I really like this one just here, and which one was it? I think it was this one as well. Then I started playing around with some monkeys, some apes, along with combinations. So if we scroll back down to here, which one was it? I believe it was this one. So with this, with the Christmas tree in the sunglasses, this gave me some ideas to have a cannabis weed leaf in the eye. Now that's what I tried doing, but the AI couldn't quite give me what I wanted. So if we click on here, it says black and white monkey head with weed leaf eyes, and it couldn't quite get there, but nonetheless it tried, like this one just here. But it's not quite a weed leaf, but again, these look pretty cool as well. Then I started playing around with some floral patterns, some daisy stuff, and we can see these look pretty great as well. Now let's keep scrolling up because I'm almost through all of my creations. I started playing around with witches as well. That's all of these just here. Then I started playing around with more aliens. I really liked this one as well. We can see they just look pretty amazing. Now, I practically played with this software all over the weekend, and I really couldn't put it down because I just kept getting ideas, and then I started playing, and then these started coming out and they looked pretty cool, and then I couldn't stop, and then I was playing some more. And as you can see, the AI has created some pretty good colouring pages. Then I started playing around with Bigfoot. Now I got the Bigfoot idea because if we scroll back down to here, I saw this image just there, and I thought, wow, that kind of looks a little bit like a Bigfoot. So that's when I started playing around with Bigfoot as well, and these actually turned out pretty amazing. I really liked this one. So this is black and white Bigfoot head crossed with Santa. So that actually looks pretty cool, but you can see that you can do some pretty amazing stuff. Now I started going on another little bit of a kick with monkeys, as we can see. Then I started playing with witches. So if we click on here, this is black and white kawaii style pattern creepy witch colouring page for adults, and they look pretty good as well. Then I went on a kick of these elves, I believe. So black and white happy Christmas elf. Yep, so these are all elves. Then I did a bunch of owls, as we can see just here. These look really great. These look really great as well. These were supposed to be owls with Christmas hats, and they look pretty good. More owls as well. And then this is when I went on a little bit of a rampage, making so many different types of aliens. And as we can see, these look pretty good. Now the combination that I did to get these was black and white psychedelic Christmas elf head with big alien eyes, and we can see what these turned out like. These were pretty amazing. Now let's keep scrolling through these. We're almost at the top. Here's some more aliens as well. Now I know this video has gone on a little bit too long, but stick around to the end because we are going to play with the software as well, so you can see how it works. Now this was my favourite. I upscaled this a few times. That's increasing like the resolution and all of that stuff. I just thought that this looks pretty amazing, and this is one of my Best creations, I can't really say it's my creation. Well, it kind of is because it's the AI and me working together, but nonetheless, this is my favourite thing that I've done so far, and I just think this looks amazing. Now, if we scroll up a little bit more, here's a few more aliens. I thought this looked pretty good as well, so I started upscaling this and just playing around with this, and it turned out amazing as well, as we can see. Then I just did a bunch of variations on that because I really liked that style. Now we got a few more aliens here. Then we have these. So these were pretty interesting as well. This is a black and white psychedelic trippy Halloween elf head with big lizard eyes. But look at these are pretty amazing. Now we're almost at the top. This is the end. But now we can see the progress and how far I've already come within a couple of days, just learning and playing around with the software. That's why if you do want to play around with this, again, you get your 25 free images that you can create. But if you do have the money, I highly suggest going for the standard membership, so there's not really any limitations and you can just keep playing and creating and learning the software. Now I really liked these were upscaled as well, making variations, but again they look pretty good. Now with that out of the way, and now that you've seen all of my creations, I just want to talk about the membership really quick. Now over here again, you get the basic membership, the standard membership, and your free account. Now, if you have a free account, then you're going to be in with everyone else. So right here, these are all other people's creations on a free account. So if you have the free account, you're going to have to join one of these rooms, and it's going to be in with everyone else's. Now, if you pay for the membership, you get your own private messaging. So all my creations now are all in here and not with everyone else's. Now all of these are still public. So if we go over to here, everything that I have here is public. Everyone can see this, even with the membership. Now if you want to change that, you have to pay a little bit extra. So if we do this, and then if we do we can go to info, and then if we click enter, now that little term is going to pull up all the information. So right now we can see I have the standard membership, which was purchased on the 30th of September. Now right here we can see visibility mode. This is public. Now if I wanted everything private, I would have to pay a little bit extra on top of my membership, and that's what I'm going to do when I am at the stage of actually creating colouring books. Now if we do the / again, now if we do settings, click on there, press enter, we can play around with quite a lot of the settings. Now 2 settings that I've stayed with is style high and relax mode. Now if you really want to upscale, I know you're probably thinking what is upscaling, but again it's just kind of increasing the resolution. But if you really want to upscale it to the max, you have to have it on fast mode, but this eats through your data. I say data, it's just easier to understand if I say data, but this is going to eat through your data a lot quicker than if you have it in relax mode. So I keep it in style high, relax mode, and that's how I've been creating most of my pages. Now this is where the private mode is. So if we click on here, it's going to give you all the information about private mode. Now everything that I've already created stays public, but if I subscribe to this for an extra $22, it then makes all my future images private, which means no one can find them, which again would be a lot better if you're actually going to use this as a tool to create stuff to sell. But that's a couple of things that I just wanted to go over really quick, and now that I've done that, let's actually go over using this software. So as you know, this is prompt driven. It's text to image, so you have to be descriptive in the text that you want your images created around. Now let's just go over to my profile. In fact, let's just take one of these. Because I created Christmas colouring pages, let's stay along that theme. So let's go down to my Christmas Santas wearing sunglasses. So let's just keep scrolling down a little bit down to round about here. So let's go ahead and just take one of these prompts. So what I'm going to do is go to the three dots, copy command. Now I'm going to go back over to the Discord server, and now I'm going to do /. Then we're going to click the imagine, because that's what you need to actually create. Then right in here is where we put in that prompt. So now I'm going to do Command and V so it can paste that in. So right now we have black and white psychedelic Santa wearing sunglasses colouring page for adults. Printable outlined art, Christmas tree. We can take out these ones. We're going to leave festive. So let's do that. Festive, intricate detail, crisp lines, highly detailed, no text. Let's take out the no text. Now these little commands just here, this -AR, that's aspect ratio. So I have it at 8:11. So now let's go ahead, use this prompt and see what the AI is going to give us. Now it takes a few seconds. Again, I now have my settings on relaxed, so it takes a little bit longer to actually create. Now it's going to create 4 variations on this. Now I am going to create future videos about creating colouring pages using Midjourney, because I'm playing with this practically every day at the minute and learning so much, and everything that I learn I want to share. And instead of it being long videos like this, I'm going to make them into bite-sized, manageable videos. Now we can see this is at 43%, so it's getting there, and we can see that the outlines for the Christmas Santa wearing sunglasses is starting to take place in front of our eyes, and they're actually looking pretty cool. Now there's a lot of cool stuff that you can do. You can do variations, you can upscale, and you can just keep playing around until you have something that you really like. Now in fact I actually quite like that one. Now there we go, that's how easy it was. If we click on here, we can see what they look like. Now I'm pretty happy with them, but what you can do, this button just here is to redo. So if we click here, it's going to redo all of these Santas. Now right here where it says U1, V1, U2, V2. So 1, 2, 3, 4 is the images. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. The U means upscale. So if I click U1, it's going to upscale this first image and give it more detail and make it look better. If I click V1, it's going to give me variations on that first image. So if I click the redo, it's going to do redo all of these. Again, if I click the V1, it's going to give me variations on image 1. So now let me just give that a second so you can see this as well. Now the great thing about these AIs is that they're just a tool, but if you can imagine it, then you should be able to get this AI to create it. So the only limitations with Midjourney are your own mind. If you can think it, you can more than likely create it. Now let's just give that a few more seconds. That's this one done. And if we scroll up, that's this one's done. So this was the redo, and we can see they look completely different. And then this one was variations of image 1. So again, there's some pretty cool stuff that you can do. I highly recommend just going through, signing up completely for free and just playing around with it. But again, remember that it's super addictive. Now, one thing I did forget to mention, and that is how to delete your images if you're not happy. Now let's just go over to here really quick. Let's just refresh the page because it's also going to pull them up just here. So these are the ones that we just created. And again, look at them. They look really great. Now, if you want to delete something because you're not happy with it, go to the 3 dots, go to apps, go to cancel job, and then go to dismiss message. And there we go. It's now deleted. I'm going to do that on all 3 of them, just like that. Now, what's your thoughts after seeing this video on using AI to create colouring pages? Is this something that you think that you'd like to do? Could you see yourself playing with this? Could you see yourself using this AI? Do you think it's a good idea or not? Drop a comment down below letting me know. And if there's any specific things that you want to see on creating colouring pages using Midjourney, also drop those questions down below as well. Now, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Also, go hit subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you can be notified for any further videos. That being said, I've been Paddy, this has been Stacking Profit, and I'll see you again soon.